So what you want to do here is drop off this platform and fall to your death. Hello guys, and welcome to part 14 of my playthrough of Bloodborne at 60fps. In this episode we'll cover a few things. First I'll cover the Amygdala boss fight, and I will cover how to reach the old abandoned workshop, and also have a rematch with the bloody Crow of Cainhurst. So here I will cover the Amygdala boss fight, and this fight can be tricky because the Amygdala does a lot of damage with its claws, because it can do a series of swipes and slams, and it can also perform a jumping attack. These attacks can be difficult to avoid because of the sheer size of the boss itself. It also has a very dangerous attack which involves its laser. So yeah, it fires off a big laser which has quite a bit of range to it, and you've got to make sure you dodge it because it can really wipe you out. It can also drop vomit from its head and does damage your HP quite a bit. However, the main weakness of the Amygdala is its head. This is where a big weapon such as like the Hunter Axe or say the Church Pick, which you can get in the DLC, are quite useful weapons because they've got good range to actually strike the Amygdala's head. And if you strike the head enough, it will allow you to do an attack on its head, which will allow for some pretty big damage. Another really dangerous part of the fight, it comes when the Amygdala rips off two of its arms and then uses them to try and basically swipe and hit you with them. And here the Amygdala could potentially one or two shot you, depending on your HP. This can be a very dangerous attack. so that's it for the Amygdala boss fight. So yeah, it can be quite tough, and it took me 2 goes to get through this one. Also, this boss is quite torturous to try and get by. In one of the cursed dungeons, it took me probably a couple of days worth of summoning as well to try and get help to get through this, because in this dungeon you will have reduced HP, and in this case this boss is a total nightmare. You will also drop the Ailing Loran Chalice. Since, however, I'm not doing the Chalice dungeons, I don't actually use this. And now I try to make the drop down to the old abandoned workshop, and this was one of the toughest parts of the run for me, because this is where you face one of the toughest bosses in the game, Gravity. Yes, because the Gravity is a nightmare in any Souls game. This was particularly quite an annoying one to try and make. You can either roll off or you can just drop off at the wrong point and fall to your death. Yeah, so this did take me quite a few goes to get right. So what you want to do here is drop off this platform and fall to your death. In fact, it took me so many goes to try and do this, I actually decided instead to try and make the drop right down to the bottom, which is a little easier, but it's still not that easy because you need to be careful with your drops. So once we get down to the bottom, there is a beast in the way that we will need to kill. So kill him, get him out of the way, and you can head into an area which I think is basically one of the back streets of Cathedral Ward.
a celebration. A great night of celebration.
So after so many attempts of trying to make it to the old abandoned workshop, I finally made it here, and you will notice my character is wearing a different outfit here, because here they are wearing the Crow of Cainhurst outfit, which we will get from completing Eileen's questline, which I do cover at the end of this episode. But for the sake of showing how to get to the workshop, I just decided to add this footage in here. So at the abandoned old workshop, we will find a few things, starting off with the old hunter bone, which allows you to move faster and swifter, which was previously used by the Bloody Crow. We also find another doll here, as well as an item which is the small hair ornament, and this is an item we can give to the doll later on. We also get another item which is the third of an umbilical cord, and this is one of the key items you need for one of the endings of the game. So on giving the small hair ornament to the doll, we will get some new, unique dialogue from her.
What is this? I can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel. A yearning, something I never felt before. What's happening to me? Tell me, Hunter, could this be joy? Welcome. What is... Farewell, good me.
She will also give you the Tear Stone, which can be used to create a blood gem, although to be honest I don't think it's one of the better blood gems to use. And here I have my rematch with the bloody Crow of Cainhurst. Now this certainly isn't going to be a fair fight, because here I use a cheese strategy involving throwing some poison knives. Because he is so difficult to try and beat in a fair fight, I decided, yeah, it's time to just use the strategy itself to get through this one. So the idea here is to throw some poison knives at the bloody Crow, and with that they will start to poison him. So it's best here to keep your distance so he doesn't get too close to you, because there's a good chance he will then try to kill you with his pistol or the katana. One thing you need to be wary of doing this strategy though is that the bloody Crow can also heal himself, so it's best to have some numbing mists at your disposal here, because you will need to throw them at the bloody Crow to prevent him from healing. So this does take quite a while, so what I did is I just sped up the footage towards the very end. I also had to use some bow and arrow mash to kind of finish him off, as well as Molotov cocktails. And finally, the bloody Crow of Cainhurst is done, and on killing the bloody Crow you will get the Blood Rapture rune, which restores HP on performing visceral attacks. So after this we go back to Eileen, who is of course bleeding out, and she doesn't look very good. And here she will give you the Crow Hunter badge. This is a very good badge. Not only will it give you Eileen's outfit, it will also give you one of the best weapons in the game, which is the Blade of Mercy, and I'll show that in a later episode.
My glory days were long ago now. Here. For you. This too is Hunter's work. The decision is yours alone. Oh. Let me rest a while. I'll be fine. Just wait.
So that's all for now guys, so in the next episode I will cover the boss fight for Martyr Logarius. So that's it for now, and I'll see you soon.